Well, I guess a few people like my political commentary. I was reading some little notes from my YouTube post, and yeah, it's just tough for me, guys, with the politics because, this is my job. I cannot get demonetized, and, I would love to talk about a lot of this stuff, but I try and keep it mainly only on things that are not going to allow me to be demonetized. So, I'm fine with doing political commentary. It doesn't get a ton of views, but I know some people do like it. So, we had the arrest of Donald Trump today, and it's really interesting because what is the bigger picture, thought behind arresting Donald Trump going through this ridiculous charade when we know the funniest thing about the Trump stuff? A few days ago, the photos come out of where the documents are, and they're like in Trump's bathroom and stuff. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is a deja vu moment. We literally saw it 3 months ago when they were in Joe Biden's sweat house of a garage. But of course, that's the president. Nothing happens to him. But no, we got to arrest Trump. And then it's so funny. This is another thing I always say. Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump is a racist. Donald Trump is a sexist. What can we charge him for? Mishandling documents. Yay. But I thought Donald Trump was this horrible person. The only thing you can charge him for is this type of crap. And obviously Trump has an ego. He's going to brag about it. It doesn't help things. But yeah, so they end up arresting Trump. He's going to the Miami courthouse as we speak. I'm sure it'll be over by the time this video gets uploaded. But they have to know. And by they, I mean the Democrats, because they're the ones that really push this forward. They have to know that this is only going to help Trump out. Really, there's a few things that I see happening when it comes to the long-term political impact of this arrest. Number one, it completely slingshots Trump into first place. He's already in first place, but it completely catapults him and gives him the nomination for the Republicans very easily. That might be a strategy of theirs. I've already speculated on that they don't want to face DeSantis versus Biden because of the ridiculous age discrepancy. I think DeSantis would trounce Biden. So that might be their strategy. Or the other thing they might try is putting Trump in prison, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's just say it does. You could get the Republicans who have already hinted at it doing an eye for an eye and trying to impeach Joe Biden. And where does that put us at that point? Does that put us DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom? I do think if something happens to Biden in a response to this Trump situation, because the Republicans are not going to, they've been getting punched and punched and punched over and over and over again. How about Trump being impeached twice by the Democrats? I mean, we can go back. You want to talk about, there is no conspiracy with the 2016 Russian Gate, which if you guys remember that is 2016, the Democrats who have since labeled Republicans election deniers, they completely denied the election result. They said that it was stolen by Russia. It was totally false. It was an erroneous conspiracy theory. And, it ended up being ridiculous. And there were members within the CIA that pushed that theory. And of course, nothing happens to them. None of them get arrested. Then 2020 happens and it gets even worse because they get more desperate. Trump is running again in 2020, 7 months after having to shut down the country, completely destroy his own economy that he built up. He has to run. And guess what happens? We get a big October surprise on Hunter Biden. But you know what? The FBI, who is severely compromised at this point in 2020, you guys have to remember, in 2020, very different political environment, especially on social media. Twitter was really far left. YouTube was really far left. Google really far left, Facebook really far left. Mark Zuckerberg is told by the FBI to take down the Hunter Biden story because it was Russian disinformation. Oh yeah, that's come out that the FBI had no clue if it was disinformation or not. They just wanted the story taken down because they wanted Trump to lose. Oh yeah, that's come out. But no, let's arrest Trump. Yes, they only manipulated the 2020 election result, but no, Trump is the bad guy for mishandling documents. He's the one being arrested. This is just such crap. Listen, I'm not even this Trump fan, but this is what they do. Maybe this is exactly what they want. They want people who originally just kind of sit back like me, and I'm like, look, I think DeSantis probably has a better chance against Biden. They want people like me to turn into Trump fans with results like this because they know they're treating Trump differently than Biden. They want the Republicans probably to rally around Trump. You also could get the situation where Trump's ego gets in the way. Let's say he's in prison. He runs from prison, and that's a whole nother mess to where you're going to have the really loyal Trump voters still sticking with him, running for president, from prison. I did a video on it. Technically, you can do it. And then you're going to have, I think most of the Republican Party would side with DeSantis. I saw Paul Ryan. He did not age well. I don't know if you guys have seen him recently. I saw him this morning during my workout on the elliptical. I was watching TV. They have those TVs up there. And guys, Paul Ryan, I'm not saying he's controlled opposition, but I think, I'll put it to you this way. I think the Democrats would be very happy if Paul Ryan had a voice in the Republican Party. To me, Paul Ryan is kind of like that, oh, shucks, Mitt Romney partner. We lost by 200 electoral votes, but it's okay. It's like, that's the kind of stuff it seems like Republicans are trying to go away from. And obviously, he's not going to like Trump. And I understand there's a lot of problems with Trump's ego. I get it. But I was listening to Paul Ryan, and it's like, my goodness, man, you got to go as far away from that type of stuff as possible. I understand Paul Ryan and Mike Pence and John McCain and that type of ultra-conservative leadership. But I do think with the rise of social media, you have to kind of create a new type of Republican to combat all of this mainstream coverage that's so slanted one way. That's why I think DeSantis is the best of both worlds. And this is where I really don't want to go into these type of waters with a video like this because I just can't risk it. But you can see Biden tweeting this out, and you can see at this point, guys, in 2023, I would love to do a video on why there is such a backlash to this stuff. But I think the best example of it is the Los Angeles Dodgers situation. What you have, especially with that situation with those women being honored by the Dodgers, I don't know why you would do that if you're the LA Dodgers. That's ridiculous. But what you have is, it seems like people are hiding behind the idea of inclusion and diversity as a way to mock religion. And that is just disgusting. And that's really what it seems like is happening. And I think people are just sick and tired of it. They're tired of dealing with that type of stuff. And then you did have Vivek Ramaswamy. It's kind of interesting. I saw a tweet last night from a Trump supporter saying Ramaswamy was going to drop out of the election and endorse Trump. I like Vivek. I was very disturbed, and I thought that was a ridiculous report. It turns out not to be true, of course, because we want to see Ramaswamy on the debate stage. He's super impressive. I will say he does kind of look like a kid here, but he is young. He's only 37. And you can see he holds up that little truth thing, and he says everyone should sign this to pardon Donald Trump if they become president. Ramaswamy is a very good young politician. He does impress me, and it always seems like he's trying to do new things to kind of get his name out there. And he is extremely articulate, and he will perform very well during the debates. And that's why the whole thing of him dropping out, why would he drop out right now when he's already qualified for the first debate in August? It doesn't make any sense. The debates are going to help Ramaswamy significantly because he's so good at articulating his talking points. And I think what we need is a Vivek Ramaswamy versus a Kamala Harris debate if Trump picks Ramaswamy to be his VP. And then, of course, you've got Biden, who, again, the whole thing with Trump being arrested, will we see an eye for an eye? Will the Republicans say enough is enough? We're going to go ahead and, do something to Biden and try and impeach him. Would the Democrats be okay with that? See, the Democrats, I don't think they really have a great option right now. They need someone to come out of nowhere. Because when you look at their options, Gavin Newsom, it's just, I saw Gavin Newsom's new amendment, which is just, Every word that comes out of Gavin Newsom's mouth, it feels like he's trying to take citizens' rights. Every word in some way. He wants to oppose a new amendment, and it's, of course, getting the ball rolling for total gun control. That's what it is. They're going to start with the ARs, and then they're going to work their way in until they get the pistols, because once you take all the ARs, everyone uses pistols to commit crimes. Then what they say is, oh my God, look at the pistols. Everyone is using pistols now. We have to take the pistols because everyone's using them. Then they're going to take the shotguns. That's how it works. So Gavin Newsom is a total clown. I don't think they're going to choose Newsom if Biden gets impeached somehow after this whole Trump thing. But you could, it's certainly not going to be Kamala Harris. There's no way. I think Kamala Harris is a total Democrat stooge. The idea that if something happens to Biden, that she would step in, the Democrats would tell her, honey, no, you can be the vice president, you're not stepping in. And there's no way she'd be like, no, I'm going to be the president. I don't think she would do that. I think she's a total robot, and she would be like, yes, daddy, I'll stay and I'll be the vice president. Her approval ratings are horrible, and she can't articulate anything, so I don't see any way Kamala Harris would end up, they would end up choosing Harris as the candidate for 2024. It's either going to be Biden or someone else. They're going to skip completely over Harris, in my opinion. Remember, the only reason they chose Harris is because Biden, according to Democrats' racist playbook, and it is racist, they view Biden as a double negative of a candidate. He's a male, which is a negative in 2024. And he's white, which is also a negative. So how do you cancel out a double negative? You need a double positive. Kamala Harris is a minority woman. That's a double positive according to Democrats. That's how they balance their tickets. You're going to at least want one woman, and you're going to want one minority. It's kind of funny they didn't do that in 2016 with Kane and Hillary. In 2020 they do it, and I'm sure they're going to do it in 2024. It's only getting further, that way. I could see at some point they go with two ladies running on a ticket. Absolutely. Maybe two minority ladies. We could see that. I heard a ticket. How about this? Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris. Welcome to hell. Well, but the other thing I heard, there's rumors that Michelle Obama doesn't want any part of the White House, but I don't know. I would guess those are probably true because they've probably been banging on her door. I mean, they've got to be getting desperate at this point. What are their options? They might just stick with Biden. But overall, guys, I do think there's something deeper at play with this Trump thing. They have to understand that this is only going to help Trump as long as nothing comes of this. The other thing, I think maybe they think it could be collateral damage. Like if Trump somehow goes to jail, he could completely muck up the entire Republican primary process. It's like, because people would still be voting for him. They would, even if he's in jail. It just is what it is. He has a, rabid supporting base. And it's an interesting thought of him in jail and still running in the primaries. I do not think that's going to happen. I still maintain the thought process that, there has, it's too obvious. They have to know that this is going to help Trump because it is so ridiculous. We literally 3 months ago saw photos of Joe Biden's sweaty garage with mishandled documents. It's the same crap. Even if you want to say it's not the same crap, what about all the election manipulation that was already admittedly done by the FBI when they told everyone to silence the Hunter Biden story, and there's no arrests for that? But no, let's arrest Trump, who they say is the next Hitler, because he mishandled documents. Yes. Oh yeah, Trump's so bad they've scrubbed his entire past, couldn't find anything, and now they got him on mishandling documents. Oh my God. He's going to start World War III. Oh wait, because Joe Biden is such a corpse, Vladimir Putin, remember when everyone said they were going to vote for Biden because at least Biden wasn't going to do anything? Yeah, it turns out that's actually a negative. It entices our adversaries to act. That's exactly what Vladimir Putin did. Trump gets out of office after the pathetic, fake. How fake was the Russian hoax? Oh my, you want to know how fake the Russian hoax is? The Russian hoax was the idea that Vladimir Putin and the Russians wanted Donald Trump as president, and they still believed it. I think some Democrats still believe it to this day. Think about this for a second. If Vladimir Putin controlled Donald Trump, why in the hell would he wait until Donald Trump is out of office to invade Ukraine? Why would you wait if you control Donald Trump, if you know Donald Trump is in your back pocket and you gave him the 2016 election through some type of, interference, at least that's the conspiracy theory according to the left, why would you wait until a Democrat gets into office to invade when you know you're going to be facing sanctions from America? If you have Trump in your pocket, he's not going to sanction you, obviously. So the whole thing makes no sense. It never made any sense. 0 arrests, nothing happens. But no, Trump mishandles documents. He has an ego. He brags about it. Let's go ahead and arrest him. So that's exactly what's happening. And I think they are trying to make Trump more likable. They don't want to face DeSantis. But at this point, it also could be they're just so obsessed with Trump. These people, it is disgusting. They are obsessed with Trump. Trump triggers them. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, Trump just triggers the hell out of these people. It is crazy. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.